Okay, class, let me start. I'm not seeing much of you here, which is very sad because I had something very interesting to share with you today. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. First lesson that you will be getting, or maybe you have already got it because you are, yes, you are BCA students, which means you have already you'll be receiving the benefits of public speaking. There are two Word documents. One talks about the benefits of public speaking, another of the importance of public speaking. So go through them and you will have a bit of idea. I'll just give you a gist. First thing is, public speaking is something which makes you feel confident, makes you feel makes you visible to people all around you. If you are an expert, if you are a budding expert, maybe you have not become that expert in your field, but still, if you start standing up and talking to people about that, or facing the camera and recording some videos about that, what happens is people come to know your face. People come to understand, okay, this is the guy we can depend on. This is the guy or the girl we can uh, go to if we have certain questions or certain things that we would like to understand, and certain services that we like to have about that topic. So you become a known face. Not always is it necessary to become an expert, but just a known face. So that is why public speaking is important, is necessary. And then techniques of public speaking, if you can learn the techniques of public speaking, that will help you even ace your job interview. It will help you, really do well in job interviews. That is another topic. Another thing we have to always remember is, public speaking does not mean that standing up in front of your in front of 10 or 20 people in your organization and giving a PowerPoint presentation, or maybe standing up uh, in a front of a crowd of 100 people and talking. No, public speaking means when I am standing and speaking and people are listening. It may be one person, it may be 10%, it may be 10,000 people. Doesn't matter. One person listening is also public speaking, but it is not thing that we what type of speaking that we do in our family or among our friends. It is said that even among friends, you can just be making a noise. Say you are just grunting. Yeah, okay. So you said something like yes, okay. That was a normal thing, but the way you said it, your friend is seeing you for a certain time, for a long time, and he knows or she knows that you are irritated and you don't want to agree, but you are trying to agree, and all those things. You don't have to go into details and explain to that friend or your family member or your brothers and sisters. But when you're trying to explain something about the subject, about your an assignment that your teacher gave you, something which is a little bit official, then you have to be clear, you have to be concise, and then is the time you are doing public speaking. So every time, every moment, we are actually speaking in front of the public. And for that, a few skills are necessary. One of them is body language skill. This is an article which you'll be getting by the time your next class is due. I won't have opportunity to talk with you then, so that is why I am giving you the entire details. And this is the entire thing that we have to talk about public speaking, and when we join class, we'll be practicing this in class. Okay, so public speaking, besides the spoken words, there are two other things that are there. One is called body language and another is called voice modulation. Or within body language, both body language and voice modulation comes together. So what are the important things that we need to remember in body language? One is eye contact. That means I am looking at the camera and talking to the camera, which means the person seeing me will also feel that I am looking at him or her and talking to him or her. When it is physically speaking, I am looking at the person's eyes and talking directly. The person will feel connected to me. Even if the words are something he does not understand or he does not feel right, at least he will feel the connection and he will take the effort to understand what I am saying. So I mean, eye contact is important. Next is purposeful movement. I don't just move around my hand. I do it to emphasize one particular thing that I'm trying to say. See, I am emphasizing and I am making it very particular. That is why I have made my hand gesture so small. So purposeful movement, not just moving around here and there, either bodily or my hands. Effective use of hands. What happens is, when I am talking, you are using your brain to read everything. What I'm sorry, what is your brain doing? Your brain is reading twice. The first thing that the brain always depends on is the eyes. When the eyes are closed, then only it depends on other sensory organs, ears, tongue, touch, etc. Other four organs follows the eyes. So whatever my eyes sees, my or eyes catch, register, that is sent to the brain. The brain reads that. Then the brain, if the brain finds it good, positive, okay, the brain then reads whatever my hearing has sent to me, whatever your voice or my hearing has sent to the brain. So first the eyes, then the ears. Eyes are read first. So I am seeing, I am reading by from the signals that my eyes have caught. They have found that they have read that the person standing in front of me is not very confident. The person standing in front of me is uh, not very happy about what he is speaking. The person standing in front of me is not very uh, not not very comfortable, or maybe not speaking the truth. So either he is lying, or either he is not confident, or he is lying, or he is uh, I mean, trying to convince us something which is not right, or which he is not very confident about. Maybe it's not a lie, but he is not confident about that. So if you are speaking and you are not confident about something, why should I listen? So when my brain reads these negative things, it stops reading the whatever uh, you are sending through the ears. Or if it does read it, it always questions everything that is you say. It starts questioning because your body language has told it already that these are not very something that you yourself believe in. So what happens is, what I am going to do with my hands is, I'll say something very positive and I'll try to emphasize that. I'll try to add to that with my hand movement. My hand movements are always going to say, I am very confident about, I know this is true about what I am speaking. Next comes fluid body movement, just not jerking around, stepping forward, moving back, stepping sideways, suddenly moving around the stage and then coming and stopping. All those things, these are certain things we know don't need to do. So don't do it. Good posture. I'll show you the good posture, good handshake and a smile. So you see the word smile has a mile within it, has a word mile within it. So remember, this mile has to be there. Mile, long smile. What are the things you're not going to do? You're not going to look away from the audience. You're not going to fold your hands like that. You're not going to put your hands in your pockets. You are putting hands in your pockets means either you are nervous or you are too confident. Both of the things can be true. And not making any really positive facial expression. If you're sad, you have to be a little bit droopy eyes, droopy mouth, and things like that. And all these things can only come up when we are practicing. If we don't practice, we cannot do any of them. So next thing that I have to talk about is voice modulation. So I am using my body and my hand and my other parts of my head and all those things very positively. But I have a very dull voice, continuing in the same volume. After a certain time, you will get so tired, you'll stop listening to me. So voice modulation is very important. Tone is very important. Another thing is, suppose I have a very sharp, shrill voice. Some of us has. This is very normal. Some of us has a very sharp and shrill voice. Some of us has a very low voice. We have heavy, low resonating, high resonating, not low resonating, high resonating voices. And it does not move forward. It stays at one place. It is difficult to hear that type of people. So this type of people are difficult to hear. Another type of people who are speaking too loudly, what happens is I will want to cover my ears and stop from my ears to get hurt. If you talk too shrill, too loud, I have the fear of hurting my ears. So first I want to defend myself, then listen. So I have a defensive mechanism within me. I try to defend. So whatever you're speaking goes away. I do not listen to it. So what tone, how high pitch, low pitch I am is important. If I want to stress on one word, if I want to emphasize, I use my hand and my voice and my tone to do it. So I wanted to add that and so I emphasized with my hand and my voice, both of it. Pauses are very important when you want to tell someone very specific. You need to pause. Pause gives everyone the opportunity to gather themselves and sit up and listen. Otherwise, that emphasis is lost. Sometimes silence helps. So I'll give you an example here. There was once a very famous speaker who used to use this silence very effectively. What he used to do is he used to get up on stage and wait for almost 30 seconds before starting to talk. So what happened is when he got up on stage and stopped, did nothing, people used to just look at him and think that what is he trying to do, what is he planning, why is he standing there? And as a result, they all got their attention together and started to listen to him. Now when you are on stage or when you are just speaking from person to person, we have certain problems that we always should be aware of. One thing is swaying. As human beings, we cannot stick at one posture, one position for a long time. So if I am sitting at this place, I have a bad tendency of moving, of swaying. Swaying means what you are hearing goes away. See, if I sway, my volume gets lesser. This is effective when you are a stand-up comedian, when you are a when you are reciting. If I move away my voice, you will hear that it is like I am shouting from far, or I am making a very different effect when I am moving away my voice. But that is very ineffective when I am trying to say something very specific, when I am trying to actually make my point. If I sway, my volume gets distorted and you have difficulty hearing and you think that I'm not saying something important, Or if I'm saying something important, I'm not very confident, and that is why I'm moving my heads. Next, this register and pitch, about loud and low volume, I've already said. Squirming, shrugging. If I shrug my shoulders repeatedly, you'll again feel that I'm not very confident about what I'm saying. Irrational movement is something which sometimes some of us do. What is that? I'm standing in a place. I want to scratch my right leg with my left leg. So this is something which we do when we are not very sure about what we are speaking. If you want to scratch very badly, go outside the stage, take a little bit of break, or move away from the microphone and then scratch yourself. Stroking of the hands, putting the hands together are again not very nice things to do. And this fast pace, so slow pace, these two things can be used very positively. You want to make a great effect, try talking very fast. Try talking very fast, but don't take any pause. But if you want to emphasize something, say distinctly word by word. So these two things, trying very fast talking and slow talking, helps you bring your point forward more effectively. Now, here are certain body movements that I'm going to talk about. Now, this is considered as a confident posture, where you are spreading your legs a little bit and planting them very firmly on the ground. So the distance between two legs should be the distance between your two shoulders, not farther, not nearer. Similar distance. You should give out a squarish outer structure. Your shoulder length is your feet length. Plant them confidently on the ground, and you will resonate a very confident body posture. Next is hands. Your hands should be to your sides, very straight, not not very sagging or not very high. Just normal posture with your hands down. If possible, keep your palms open and towards your body. If it is not possible, suppose you are holding the microphone, so that is something which you are holding. But if you are not holding your microphone, but you have two hands free, you are feeling a bit of nervousness, fold your hands and fold your hands together with your fingers tucked in. Fold your hands together in a very tight fist, and then put them together straight beside your body. Not open, just closed one. That will give you a little bit of confidence if you're nervous. This is a confident position for us. We feel confident when we do this. So tighten them together and give yourself some confidence. Once you have started talking, got over the initial fear, you can release your hands and move, keep it normal, or start moving it. When you are moving your hands, uh, move it very normally. Don't make uh, too high movements. Neither should you be just keeping it up and then stop. No, just move it very normally. If you want to say something big, use your hands to say something big. If you say it should flow, you make a little bit of gesture that it should flow. So whatever you're saying, just make a little bit of action, not huge action. You're not talking to a crowd who is deaf or deaf and dumb. You're talking to a normal crowd, normal hearing crowd. So make a little bit of gesture just to add to what you're saying. If it is necessary, you can use these functional gestures. Like there are 3 points. My first point is you can make these functional gestures. So you have 3 points. You have 1 point is this, second point is this, third point is this. These are functional gestures. People will find that you are emphasizing whatever you have to say, and that will become additional effect to your speaking. Try to have a rhythm of your speech. You can start off a little bit about what you are talking, then add a little bit of story, anecdote, certain something which will engage and make your audience laugh. Come back to again serious things, again go to something, some examples which has something very interesting in it, and then take a little bit of time and engage your audience, ask them some questions, distribute some leaflet or some questionnaire or some slides, printed out slides to them, allow them a little bit of time to uh, take it, read it, a little bit of understanding, then you start explaining. So follow a bit of rhythm. We all like rhythm. We don't like to be always, I mean, surprised. Sometimes we like a comfortable flow. Next is uh, pointing. Suppose I am pointing to the camera, you feel like I am pointing to your eyes. I am pointing to you. Instead of doing this type of pointing, rather open your hand, open palm gesture, and say something like this: you. I want to talk about you, but I am not pointing to you. I am just opening my hand, keeping this part on the top, and then doing it like this. Maybe my finger is pointing, but you won't feel that. You will feel that I have opened myself up. It is an open gesture. This is a closed gesture. My hands are closed. My hand is down and closed. So that is very negative thing. Um, there can be certain progressions, like when I am talking, I gradually lift up my voice and take it very high, again drop it down, and try to again move it in a progressive way. That is effective. This is called the amplifying position, where I am standing with my feet a little bit apart, like my shoulders, but one of my hands is either down or somewhere else, or a little bit raised, but the other one is moving forward, as if I am trying to, emphasize something. I am trying to shake your hands. This is an amplifying posture, which means that um, I'm trying to manipulate, I'm trying to make you believe something which I am not being able to do with my words, with the examples that I have, with the logic that I am giving. I am using my hand, my body movement to do it. Sometimes just this type of signs can break down the monotony of the speech that you're given. You just make a sign, and that will be great. So instead of saying great, instead of speaking the word, you just make this hand gesture and your facial expression, not the words. So this breaks the monotony. Sometimes we need to break the monotony to make our speaking effective. So um, I would like to add a few more here. This thing, filtering. Now, even when I start talking, when I am not in very much in the flow, I use so, you see, things like that. These are called filler words. These are called filler sounds. See, they are trying to fill up something. And what they're trying to fill up, they're trying to fill up the gap that is there in my thought. If I am very certain about what I am trying to talk, if I am very sure about what I have to share, I will not be using these filler words. I'll be very sure about what I have to say, and I'll go on saying. So when you're using too many filler words, it becomes bad, and again, the mind, listener's mind registers that this speaker is has certain problems, and we should not really follow him. That is one thing. Another thing is this shrugging. Now you see, all of us have a distance between our distance in our neck between our shoulders and our head. There's a distance, and this distance is made by our neck. Some of us have, I have a smaller neck, some of us have even smaller necks. So doesn't matter whether you have a small neck or not. When you are bringing the shoulders up, even if you have very small neck and is almost together, still when you do it, you actually are showing the crowd that you have been unconfident or unsure about what you're saying. That is one thing. Another thing is when we shrug, we actually move our shoulders up and sometimes forward. Now, this forward movement is a very defensive movement, as if all our delicate parts are here. Our heart, our lungs, our stomach, our liver, all our delicate parts are in this part. So when I mean, shrug and hunch, I am trying to protect myself physically. And this protective mode means that I am saying something bad, and or maybe I am saying something which I don't want others to listen, others to react. So I'm trying to protect myself. It's a very normal gesture that we all have. And that is not something which we should be having, we should be doing. That is not something which should be very normal about us. So that is why I am telling you that this is certain, sorry, this is certain gesture that we should not be doing. Okay, so here is the next assignment and test that I have for you. I am sharing my screen so that you can see. Sorry. So you will be getting this assignment and test 3 of body language. So what is that? That is nothing but there are there is one question. Body language is a form of nonverbal communication. Give all your arguments on this. Whether you support it, give all your arguments supporting it. Whether you oppose it, give all your arguments opposing it. Just 250 words, so this is not long. You can write it properly and you can write it fast. Next is there is a quiz, and try to do the quiz. There is a quiz. If you click this link, you will find proper use of body language. I am clicking it. Let's see where it leads us. There is this test. There are these is one page, these questions. You have to answer them, and I'll get the answers and I'll mark you for that. Now remember that this is a test that I have given you. So in this test, try to be, this marks will be added to your WT marks. So try to do it as perfectly as possible. Read all the 4 all the 4 articles that I am going to send you. I am going to send you, I have already sent you the importance of public speaking. There are the benefits and importance. Next, you will be receiving this one where I'll be talking about body language and voice modulations. Read them properly, go online, check out this site. This site is called JP University. It is not Indian JP University, it is an international one. So check out the jpuniversity.com site and check out everything that you have. There is a video, there are other courses, an introduction to various courses. Read them, do some research, do some similar research online about YouTube video, and then only can you answer your quiz properly. So please answer your quiz properly so that I do not have to give you negative marks or something like that. Okay. Let us end this session. Hope you can submit your quiz on time. Submit your quiz on time. Otherwise, you won't get marks. Okay. So bye for now.